Right, it is Sunday the 10th and I'm on my way to Dublin. Looks like my taxi is just pulling up outside.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, all welcome aboard this morning's Ryanair flight F4173 over to Dublin. Now we introduce you to on board today's flight. He was commanding the flight deck, Kevin Captain Candle. He's assisted by the senior first officer, David. In the back, you have my CEO. Shortly, we have Diana. In front of myself, you have Angelo and myself, Keith. Flight time this morning, approximately 45 minutes. But before departure, safety is your crew's primary concern aboard today's aircraft. I do kindly ask you, please give them your complete and full attention while they show you some of the safety features of board this Boeing 737-700 series aircraft. Please three have your earphones and headset removed duration of the 737.
It's 10 past 11 and I'm in Dublin. Just in the airport, killing a little time before I get a taxi into the town centre. I did get some footage of takeoff and the flight, but yeah, dumb as it sounds, battery on the GoPro died just as we were coming into land and I didn't have a spare battery to hand. So you'll have to make do with just the one way of the trip. But I am just transferring footage onto the laptop while I kill some time and have myself a coffee. Plans for today, nothing too much, but for the first time ever, after 10 years of travelling into Ireland, I'm finally going to get a chance to go to the Guinness storehouse. They've got a factory tour, you get to see how the entire production is done. And you get to have the opportunity for a pint of Guinness at the top of the building, and the bar at the top of the building has a full panoramic view of the whole city centre. But first of all, I have to get myself over to FX Buckley. It's Sunday, so I'm going to go for a Sunday roast today. I'm going to be eating steak every day this week, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday nights, but today's going to be something a little bit different. From there, check in onto the Guinness storehouse, and then I think an early night tonight. Travelling is somewhat exhausting, so I'm going to get this day to transfer it over, and we'll move on from there. So, all checked in at the, what are we called now? It used to be the Bewleys, but it's now the Boltsbridge Hotel, just in Dublin. I've had lunch, absolutely fantastic. It's the first time I've had a roast dinner with FX Buckley, but the food is spectacular. It's now just after 3:30, took a little while for the room to become available. Gonna grab a quick shower, steam out my shirts before heading off to the Guinness storehouse. My ticket's for 5 o'clock, so I've got about an hour and a half. I've got plenty of time to play with. First order of business for any trip is to get myself unpacked and squared away. I don't like leaving my suitcase just sat there full of stuff, so first thing I do when I get in the room, get the laptop on charge, get the phone on charge, and get everything hung up nicely. Second order of business is turn the shower on nice and hot, because it gives me an opportunity to not only steam my shirt, and that steams and loosens all the creases in the shirt, but also just to wash the EasyJet and the Ryanair off me. So It is coming up to 4 o'clock. Just going to get dressed and head on down to the Guinness Storehouse. My trip to Dublin was actually 4 days, most of which was spent on client site in their offices, but I did end up eating steak at FX Buckley pretty much every night that I was there. The return flight, however, was significantly delayed. Got to the airport with plenty of time. Wednesday night in the UK we had a lot of storms, so there were a lot of gale force winds around about the Midlands, and that had caused flight delays, and as they mounted up during the day, our return flight, which should have taken off at just after 8 o'clock, didn't really get in the air until close to midnight. Now, I did actually end up meeting a gentleman on the flight who was travelling back to Newcastle. Because of the flight delay, he would have missed the last metro running back to his home, and I offered him a lift. So we shared a taxi back to my place, and then I dropped him another 5 minutes to his home. A very nice gentleman by the name of Ronnie. I'm actually quite disappointed I didn't get a photograph of the two of us, but we were chatting for ages in the terminal. He was telling me about how he raced greyhounds for many, many years, but has been retired for some time. So it did turn out to be an interesting trip. Just unfortunately didn't get any more footage or any pictures of the return leg of the journey.
An opening the other hand, back to the exit, stream content.